Welcome to Chill Hangout, episode 61. I'm your host, Devious Dave Rose, and I thought I'd stream. Why not? Was thinking of actually going out, but the weather turned unfavorable, and I decided not to. But the weather's been so good, and yes, I continue to get blamed for not streaming, but come on, it's summertime. Like, this is not a job for me. I'm certainly not grifting, so I'm not covering, the money that Joe is, but that's another issue we'll get to. But let's check the audio first, as always. Grifting, so I'm not sounding sexy as ever, Dave. Thank you very much. As always, let's start off the show by showing our gratitude and appreciation for all those who have chosen to spend their time with us here today in the chat. And we've got Bird2393. We've got Josh Lines. And we've got the one and only Dr. Earl in the chat. And we have a few more there. Steve Callan in the chat. Thank you for joining us. I wanted to tell you, I've been giving your YouTube shorts and your Instagram posts thumbs up for your AI stuff, because I've been enjoying that stuff. So Steve, if you check out Steve Callan, he does a bunch of AI videos. I enjoy them, and when I see them, I give them a thumbs up because I haven't seen a bad one yet. So keep doing that, man. I'm enjoying it, and more importantly, if you're enjoying it, fuck everyone else. Plus, I look at your, I can see the thumbs up on your videos. You get a lot of thumbs up and shit, so. But yeah. Let me take a sip of ale. Wish I had that song queued up. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it for everybody, because it's just such a great song. I don't have it's called X Premium, so I can't organize this in a manner that lets me use folders. Here we go. I got it, and I'm gonna have to record this. Maybe I should do a Joe Crow and record it while we're doing this now. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do that. Joe was smart. Back in the day, he was being smart. Like, he would actually record clips. Now he doesn't give a fuck, obviously. He'd record clips. He'd be managing the show, but he'd also be going and rewinding the show, taking a clip, and then bringing it back, and then playing it for everyone. And we wouldn't know that he was doing that shit. We were carrying on the show and all that. And then he's like, hey guys, blah, 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 clip. And it was just like seamless. He was really good at that. Shout out to AJ Raider in the chat. Says, what's up, Dave? Happy Friday. Have a 3-day weekend for my birthday tomorrow. Well, happy birthday, good sir. So let's get to this song. And first we're going to listen to it, and then we're going to listen to it again as I clip it. And clip it good and hard and fast. Great song, though. And just the joys of technology.
Cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer. With a nice cold beer, with a nice cold beer. I love cold beer, cold beer. With a nice cold beer, with a nice cold beer. Cold beer, cold beer. With a nice cold beer, with a nice cold beer. Cold beer, cold beer. With a nice cold beer, with a nice cold beer. Nice cold beer, with a nice cold beer. Nice cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer. With a nice cold beer, with a nice cold beer. Bye. Cold beer, cold beer.
Sadly, it's not the entire thing, but I will clip it on this show. We're doing it live. Fuck it. Here we go. No, I'll skip the install of the new version of Audacity. Let's just get this show on the road.
Cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer. With a nice cold beer, with a nice cold beer. I love cold beer, cold beer. With a nice cold beer, with a nice cold beer. Cold beer, cold beer. With a nice cold beer, with a nice cold beer. Cold beer, cold beer. With a nice cold beer, with a nice cold beer. Ice cold beer, with that ice cold beer. Nice cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer. With a nice cold beer, with a nice cold beer. Cold beer, cold beer, cold.
And there we go. I clipped it good. So let's save that file. Export the audio as an MP3. And what do we call that? Cold beer. Let's call it various for now. The cold beer band, maybe. But we'll save that. Skibbity bop doo doo MP3. Oh, stereo. What are you saying? Fucking mono. What is this shit? Extreme quality. There we go. Export. Looks like we're good. Hold on. Let me check. Let me check to be certain. Cold beer. Cold beer. Let's play it.
Cold beer, cold beer, cold.
Awesome. So we can close that. Not save. And there you go. That thing is like, I don't know. I had to scroll a lot to find that in my bookmarks. But back to the chat. We have Amy dash F7 F6Y. This feels like a fucking one of those like eye exams. Joe and his cronies ruined the community. I can't agree with that. I mean, people have alleged that I killed the community. I always find those allegations hilarious. But that's on the record. And yet the community continues. So I don't know what to make of that. And I just know from experience, it continues. It just continues. Who else we got in the chat? Oh, Gabe Rodriguez. Yes, senor. It's been a while. He says, "What's up, bro? How you doing?" Hell yeah. Yeah, it's great to see you, man. Been a while, and I hope everything is good with you. I hope you're cooking up a storm as always, and drop kicking people in the face with your culinary arts, taste wise. But yeah, hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. I just decided to stream tonight out of the blue, and just have some fun. And again, I'm not keen on the whole chill hangout name for this show. I mean, it's just a show that I just have, but it doesn't really fit. I also feel that a chill hangout is an afternoon thing, but it's too early for me to do my old show, Dave at Night. And people will say that, well, some people have said in the past and been embarrassed, but like, oh, Dave has only a few things, and he can only do drama, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, I've had a variety of shows for a long time. But that's the thing, though. If certain things come to my attention, but also come to the attention of others, that people say, Dave, but come on, guys, let's be blunt and honest here. People have come to me and said, Dave, you're really the only person that can actually address this properly. Like, more importantly, the way that we want to hear it. There's that bias there from them too. Okay. But look at also the reputation that I've built for myself. It's not really the best one. But I'm honest about it, but also it's on purpose. And, if you've got a brain, you'll understand why. But in the end, I know where I stand with a lot of people, and it's not favorable. Okay, let's just be honest. But even still, people will reach out to me and they'll say, Dave, you're really the only one that can address this. What the fuck's going on with Jesse donating all this money? Who is this Paxi person when we see these things that just don't seem to measure up? Who's this Don Stoney character? And I'm just being honest. And people come to me, and why not? Why not address what, because I was involved, with Joe in the past, and why shouldn't I be able to speak about this? I certainly have more right to speak about this than, say, somebody like Matt Colon, who, again, hilarious, seems to think that we have Joe living in our head rent-free when it's quite the opposite, especially with somebody like Matt Colon, where all we do, me and Ken have more right to criticize and point out things about Joe than most anybody else, that like the majority of other people. Why? Because we were fucking co-hosts with them for the longest time. We dealt with him, behind the scenes. We know who he is for real. So nobody can criticize us for that. And we have more, our word bears more weight than some fanboy that looks to Joe as their father figure and criticizes us for simply just stating truths. So, back to the chat here. What do we got? Hell yeah, bro. I am, bro, says Gabe Rodriguez. We need to do a Too Many Chefs again. Absolutely. You just tell me. Again, you're in my Discord, I believe, so you can always jump in there. And again, some people don't know, how that thing works, but you can mute basically every alert that you get from any other channel, because I've got a lot of channels in my Discord server. But if you leave the food one open, if you don't mute the food one, I should say, the food channel, then, you can always communicate with me through there, because I know that's, your shindig. You can also see any videos that I post, and photos. I'm always posting photos of things that I make, and I encourage other people in my Discord to do the same, and they're constantly posting stuff. Sorry, I've got a nicotine pouch underneath my lip. But yeah, your advice would always be appreciated there. But yeah, I would love to talk food with you on air and do a stream. In fact, I don't know if you want to do it. I don't know. Honestly, I'm in the chill mode right now, but it's not like last time where it's just fuck it, I'm doing a drama stream and Gabe Rodriguez is here. Fuck this stream. I'm doing a fucking Too Many Chefs. I'm shutting this shit down and we're talking food. I'd like to do that, but I'm also just, I'm chilling. It's the chill hangout. Or is it a chill hangout? As the title says. Yeah, another time. We got the one and only 10 plus 10 is in the chat. I appreciate you joining us here. He says, we need answers. Let me light my cigar. I encourage you to do so. Also, tell us what you smoke. Tell us what mysterious smoking man smokes. Amy says, 10 plus 10. I send a donation mentioning you, and Joe didn't play it. Interesting. Hey, I'm sure he took your money, though. 10 plus 10 says, really, Amy? That's fucking sad. It's certainly not something I would smile upon. Yeah, and if you don't read it out loud, because, we've seen this in the past where he will get donations. He'll see, because you'll see also the look on his face, but you'll know that he'll get the donation and he'll skip over it. He just won't say it. He'll take the money though, but he won't say anything about it. So we've seen that, and he's done that. So let's not delude ourselves here. You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about the fact that it was over a month ago. I went to brunch with my mom. Some people say apparently if you have dinner with, or if you dine with your mother, you live with them. But no, my mother lives far away, unfortunately. I went to a midday meal, and they had donaires, and like authentic donaire. Well, we'll get to that. Mostly authentic donaires, and that really is hard to find in the middle of Ontario. Too far away from the East Coast, and not close enough to Alberta, where you've got a lot of people that do come from Nova Scotia, not just the one that we know. And there's a whole culture there with fucking donaires. You got them offering donaire pizzas 24/7. Okay, so to find a place that offers authentic donaires, it warmed the cockles of my heart. And it was so big and it was so good. Like, let's say maybe 8 to 10 inches long, just fucking loaded, like the pita. Because if actually, let's do this. Let me show a photo of a donaire. But it was it's about 8 to 10 inches long, the pita, and it was just fucking loaded with donaire meat. Every photo I'm looking at here does not even come close to showing the size of what this could be. But let's just pick one here. Okay, this. Okay, hold on. Let me. Bear with me. Okay, so this transition. We got in the chat here. Casey's Raw showed up. Well, hold on. We got some other comments. 10 plus 10 says, clearly Paxi, Z-Pain, even Jesse's donos are fake. There's something smelly, and you're not the first one, 2x4, but you are the one who's really, I think, gone further than others and actually put the puzzle together and actually done the proper research to pull it all together and show that there is a major discrepancy in what we're being presented with and what actually is occurring. Obviously I appreciate you, and many other people appreciate you. You're doing good work. Community's obviously not dead, and you're, certainly doing a good part in that. I wouldn't say keep it alive, because again, I don't think it dies, but you're doing good work. What could I say? But yeah, the Z-Pain thing, the Stoney guy, Don Stoney. Something smells. Some big time smells. Casey's Raw in the chat says, I'm here to hate watch and chew bubblegum, and I'm full of hate watch. So then you're just looking for bubblegum. You fucked that line up if you were planning to do it like Roddy Piper, but A for effort? I'd give you an F personally. Fail you and force you to run around the track 200 times. You fatty. But that's just me. What else we got here in the chat? Hold on. Jesse donates, but low. Not the extreme that Cronin says. Anything Cash App is fake. Again, a lot of questions about the Cash App. The Sparrows basically did raise that whole issue with me. I presented it, and almost immediately Joe sort of backtracks and says, well, Paxi can't necessarily communicate with me normally, and he can't donate normally, but he'll do it in a certain way. So when he does it, I'll just, make a fake screenshot and make it look like he did the Cash App when really he was paying through another method. That already just really, that's really weird. It doesn't make sense. Because even if it was like, okay, well, if he's paying through PayPal, you could say, well, he paid through PayPal. Like, yeah, we don't have it because, I don't believe there's any setup where, you get a donation through PayPal. Because if there was, I'd be using it, okay? Because that's how I get my donations. Yeah, like if it was through PayPal, he would still bring attention to it, just like he does with, the supposed Cash App, right? So that, again, it doesn't smell right. It doesn't pass the smell test. Back to the chat here. 4x4 pressure-treated wood post says, if Jesse dropped $13K, Leah would be notified. She hates this fake shit. That's another thing that you raised. That in the past, we've seen simple donations of $180 or something, and he goes nuts, right? A massive donation, a massive bomb from Sith or Himmel or so many other people. And he's like, Leah, wake the fuck up. I've got to go find Leah. Oh, my God, Leah, I'm going to drag you down here half asleep. Like, look in the camera. Look at the screen. Look how much we got. Blah, blah. Yeah, that's a really good point. That can't be overlooked. But, well, maybe, no, please illuminate me as to what example you can give that would say, okay, well, that was then and this is now. Well, if things are so bad now, because they weren't that bad before, apparently, but things are so bad now, because they could, any day now could be the last episode, right? Then there'd be more impetus, really, to glorify the donation, the donator, and to make and highlight a point about it. Would there not be? Honestly, let me know in the chat. Would there not be? Because I would think so. Even more so now. Back to the chat, then the donators. Casey's Robert retracted his statement. Fuck you. Don't do that in my fucking chat. I don't give a fuck if it was even a spelling error. I won't make fun of you for that, okay? But don't be... I don't like retracting shit, okay? Hacksaw Jim Duggan 2x4 says he never got the $13K, more like $130. Well, again, I don't know what to base that off. I don't know if if it was that money that was supposedly declared. If it wasn't, I don't know what to. Because again, I'm not hate watching nor am I regret watching. No, we can't call it that. Whatever. The people who watch, the hopeful watching, I guess, the ones that watch Joe and they're in my Discord. But they're like, I wish Joe would go back to the way it was before. Blah blah blah. It's like it's not going to happen. I don't care. I'm going to dream. Okay, whatever. Delude yourself, but it's not going to happen. But they watch Joe and they inform me of what goes on, and yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I'm getting distracted here. Back to and plus that fucking donair. I'm also trying to keep up with the chat. Damn it, guys, slow down. Let me catch up. Damn it. Okay, so I talked about Casey redacting the $130. Okay, so I can't. I don't know. I don't know about the money and stuff. I just don't know. I was the one that coined the term Keith Bucks. It seems to be that that's what happened. I have yet to see another example. YR stayed silent. So, maybe David was right on that one. But okay, back to the chat. I'm trying to catch up here, guys. Please slow down. I am, again, a little stoned. Cronin is a con man. No, that's too high up on the scale of grifting. He's more like a low-level carny, I would say. He's a barker, maybe. But yeah, so that's who he is. What's next? 10 plus 10 says, all started when YR and Joe got together. Yeah, I'd say so. There was clearly a definitive change in tone and nature of the show when YR started working with Joe again. And that money started flowing. Absolutely. He continues and says, YR created the Paxi character. Interesting theory. I can't dismiss it because I can see YR doing it. Joe, you know what would get people donating if you like make a fake person and you say that they'll donate triple the amount if someone donates, and then I'll donate and it'll be a big bomb and be like, yo guys, if we just get that point, then we'll get this fake donation and that'll get more people to donate because it's amazing, Joe. And you're not the only one. 10 plus 10 that has basically said that. Sans the terrible impression. Nobody said that I was a good impressionist. Let's continue in the chat. 10 plus 10 says, Joe wants Sith, Himmel, D. Welsh. We don't count Ghost from the Coast. He's a tryhard. Pay no attention. Yes, and I do love how you've made those videos where, again, the $250. And Joe, he literally, because that's what he did. Don't shit on me. Don't make no fake accounts called literally. It's literally what he did. That's what Joe did. And it is quite comical because he just bulldozed over this guy's hard-earned money. And that's the thing, though. He's explained that things aren't as good as they were in the past. So he doesn't have as much money as he did. In the past, this guy was dropping massive bombs on Joe. But now that he can't keep that up, but he's still giving some good money. I mean, fuck, I'm happy if I get $20 in one night. right? But like this guy gets more than $250, but he gets 250 from fucking Ghost, who's again, he's there on the show, but he's also watching, and you know, that's that should be appreciated. But some people have said in my super secret server that it's hard for Joe to actually make his show good because a lot of the people that he has as co-hosts are donating to him. That's an interesting thing to think about. So I would look forward to what you guys think about that in the chat. I still have to catch up with what's being currently said, but maybe by the time I'm finished reading, you guys will have responded to that question. So let's get back to the chat here. And I will be... My screen's too far away. But by tomorrow, you'll see me on camera tomorrow on Ken's show. Because that's how we do it. I'll have changed my setup, and my screens will be in much better positions. But it's Friday. It's the end of the week. I'm fucking tired, guys. Having thought of what I'm going to make for dinner. I'm sure Gabe Rodriguez, the master chef, is scolding me right now. There's nothing even defrosted, Gabe. I'm forgiven us, please do. Okay, back to the chat. Josh Lines says, I remember when Himmel was donating $1,500, he would fucking go crazy. Casey's Ross says, plus, Cronin can avoid Google getting a huge slice of the donations, and he can get it now instead of waiting for the end of the month. He'll pretty much divert people from Super Chats to the Cash App. Amy, let me scroll down here. Amy says, yeah, Ghost left the Discord last time because Joe was trying to trick him to donate and with Beat the Clock challenge. No, there's Bullsy in the chat. Shout out to Bullsy. Says, hello, everyone. Dr. Earl says to 10 plus 10, props to you for that one short you made preparing to bury YR. After the way he fucked me off and dissed me like that, he does deserve it. Yeah, the shit that he did to Dr. Earl is it really is fucking disgusting. Like the history that they had and how things were going, like he flipped a switch and he was like, fuck it, and fuck this guy. It wasn't like, you know what, I want to step away for a while, like I got this opportunity with Joe. It was literally like, I'm going to go on Joe, I'm going to just ghost Dr. Earl. I'm going to go on Joe's show, and in fact, anytime that his name gets raised, I'm going to say that he's either dead or that he's Dr. I can't remember what it was. Dr. Demento. He did something like that. Again, bad impressions, trying to ridicule Earl, and on top of that, he still tried to get Earl to be part of a video that was sort of paying tribute to Keith Rabarber after he died, and yeah, it really is disgusting. And this guy, for the longest time, was claiming this guy was a great friend of his. He met him on Christmas. He had his dad. Again, this guy's such a pussy that he had his dad sort of chaperone him and check with Dr. Earl to see if Dr. Earl was cool before he crawled out of the shadows like a skinwalker and came up to Dr. Earl. Dr. Earl, you can always call in if you want to talk about that. Back to the chat here. I got to catch up. Casey as Ross says, Cronin likes to associate with retards, blind Kool-Aid drinkers, predators, and pedophiles. Again, that's what Casey said. So you can take it up with Casey. Although, you do raise a good point, Casey. There are some people there that have said some things that will make you think. Well, I mean, you got Bullfrog talking about wanting to fuck his niece. You've got Eric who says he likes to fuck kids. There's some stuff there that's, and again, Joe is always attracted, strangely, or maybe not strangely, he's attracted people who have. Let me switch this. I can't fucking keep looking at the donair. He's attracted people who are questionable of moral nature. And some people don't even remember, but Stacy, this black guy who is semi-blind and confined to a wheelchair, and I think there was another person on the who came on the show who that's how they knew him, but because they were a nurse or an EMS or something. But like this guy, he would do these stupid ASMR videos and stuff, and like somehow get like these like underage girls to like call in, and he'd be like this whole like, what was it called back in the day? Like the sex phones, the sex phone lines where people are doing whatever that shit is called. Like, come on, guys, like Dave Rosa doesn't do that shit, but whatever that shit was. But like, yeah, like this. Help me out on the chat, guys. I don't know what this degenerate shit is called, but you have the sex line. They call in like, "Oh, I'm undressing you," and "Oh, what do you do now, baby?" "Oh, I grab your tits," and that shit. But this motherfucker was fucking recruiting minors. Yeah, sick guy. I believe last I heard the police got involved, but I remember that Joe was featuring him on a show, and he found Joe. Okay, Keith Barber found Joe. So, and there's more. There's other people. Well, Bullfrog found Joe. Remind me, anybody else in the chat who's yeah, DJ Forever Play. Thank you, Earl. That's who it is. DJ Forever Play. That's what he called himself. But and now to think back on it, that's not the best name. But yeah, Earl, if you want to call in, let me check my skip. That's old word. I'm gonna jump into my general so that anybody can come in. Although we are quite civilized here on my super secret server. But yeah, if anybody who's on my Discord wants to jump in, they can jump in. Yeah, Josh, you had also said that you were going to call in. So the fuck? You can eat food, as uncouth as it is. You can eat food while you're on the call with me, okay? I will allow it, okay? The, Nazi grammar. The grammar Nazi. The Nazi grammar. Because in German we reverse the words as something, whatever. And the cultured individual. Back to the chat here. We also still have to talk about donors. Amy says, yeah, Ghost left the Discord. Okay, so that. There's Bullsy. Okay, we said that. Casey won. Casey says Bullfrog now says he'll have sex with his niece only if the boyfriend is okay with it. I don't remember if I played that clip last time I heard. That the whole crew starts with the niece jokes and Bullfrog stays on after that. Dr. Backstabber. Oh yeah, thank you, Casey. That's one thing that YR called Dr. Earl. Casey also says that's the big YR. That's the big one. YR would say to Dr. Earl. Wolsey says Joe's a Democrat, so of course he likes those people. Indeed. Josh Lines says, LOL, the pedo. Dr. Earl says, DJ Forever Play or DJ Forever Play Ground. I never saw that one. Amy says, Garguts, the rap is. I guess you mean the rapist. Well, yeah, I mean... Well, he would say, well, is it really rape if she's unconscious? She didn't witness it. When I get down to Texas, I'm going to see if maybe he'll let me beat him up for money. Because he is a fucking... I mean, he's a poor whore. Sorry, I got to have a drink here because my throat's getting a little dry. But yeah, rather than, finding a place out in the desert to dig a hole, I think maybe I'd have more fun if it was just like, okay, how much? $50? $50 and I can just like use a fucking crowbar on you? Sure, dude. Like, I'm not going to pay the hospital bill anyways. Okay, dude, let's get the fucking work. And that might be a fun time. Texas also has you can ride a helicopter and shoot an AR-15 out of one while basically taking down wild hog. I love that. And I think that is one of the things I'll participate in, as well as Texas barbecue. That's for certain. But there's a lot of people actually that watch me, that are in the community, that live in Texas. And we'll see how much vacation time I can allocate to that. But ideally, I'd like to visit a few places and people. It'll be the first, not the first community convention / meeting, but it'll be the most recent one, I would think. Unless somebody does it prior to that. But yeah. I don't know, I'm not going to fly to Oklahoma there, Casey. You can drive out to see me if you want. How about that? What else we got in the chat? Dr. Earl says, I'm still at work cleaning up until 10. When I get home for shizzle, I will call in. Well, I don't know if we'll be live, but maybe we'll be. But Josh, you said you were going to call in. You were saying for a bit that you wanted to talk about what's been going on with Joe, and Josh was in the Discord earlier saying how he sort of left for a while, and that happens with a bunch of people. They leave for a while. They come back totally clueless as to what's been going on because obviously a lot of shit goes on. And then when they are in the process of being brought up to speed, they're like, holy shit. It's not just like so much has changed, but like, that's not cool. That's not cool. Why did Joe do that? Like, why is Joe being a bitch? A lot of people realizing Joe, sort of squandered his opportunities and sort of fucked himself over. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to watch people get brought back up to speed as to what's been going on in the community and see the state that it's currently in. But it's not dead. Dave Rose didn't kill it. Nobody did. It just continues. But I just love, man, I love my haters. I really do. I believe Miz made a shirt from WWE, obviously. That said, I love my haters. Well, there's other designs out there, but it's truly, I should get a shirt that says that, because I really do love my haters. Because like that, it's not just incredulous. It's also funny. And it just shows a level of hate, envy, and pettiness, which I just thrive on. Oh man, I love when people hate me. I really do, because it also proves my point. But the fact that people are wasting their energy on me, and I live in their mind rent-free in a luxury suite, penthouse, okay, double floors. It thrills me. It really does. It's euphoric. It makes me feel like I'm flying over clouds. Back to the chat. I'm just about caught up. It says, and you said this shit last time. How do you call in? How do you call in? Okay, first of all, let's allow Dave Rose, and I'll be on my best behavior. Let's allow Dave Rose, the tech support individual, who could, within 15 seconds of a call, would be able to identify the issue. But are you currently listening on your phone or on your computer? That's the first thing that I need to know as to how to direct you to be able to tune in. As we await, I should say, the Nazi grammar has to be correct on that. Amy says, how do you donate? Okay. I'll put this in the chat. There we go. I'm going to pin that. There you go. So yeah, that should be pinned. I'm not really seeing it here, but that should be pinned. Is it pinned? Let me check. Yeah, it is pinned, according to what I'm seeing here. For some reason, my browser is just not. Sometimes it doesn't show shit. It's weird, and bizarre. It's weird and bizarre. But yeah, there you go. So there you go. It's showing up now. So yeah, if you want to donate via PayPal, please, thank you. And back to this. I'm getting thrown off. So much going on. Oh yeah. So Josh. So you have to let me know. He says, my TV. I'm using a phone to chat, though. Okay. That's hilarious. You're using your TV. I think that's actually pretty cool. Okay, so on your phone, maybe I can do this. Maybe I could just call you. Let's see if I can do that. Because if I call you, it's like a phone call. Hold on. Let me just disconnect from my voice. It's not showing that you're online. Hold on. You are my friend. Let me go. Okay. I don't know why it's not letting me call you, dude. If you're on your phone, go to my server and look at all the channels. I'll go back to my general chat. But you should be able to see all my channels. General drama, general politics, mysteries, etc., etc. And if you scroll down, you should see voice channels, and you'll see me in there. And you just have to click that. No, maybe you're watching me through your TV on YouTube, but you're chatting with me. Oh no, but you're chatting with me through your phone, so that would be on YouTube as well. Unless you got YouTube Premium, you can't continue to listen. You'd have to jump out, go to Discord, check the messages, come back. I don't know. You're confusing me here. How about okay? You already, they always pushed us for the time that it took to resolve a tech issue, and we're already pushing that limit with the inability to convey what's necessary. So let's do StreamYards, I guess. Because then you can just click on the link and be brought in, I guess. Check 1 2. Let's see if it's working. Yep. Skibbity bop. Oh man. Bear with me. I have this fucking interface is just so unintuitive. Let me check back with the chat here. Come on, help me out, Josh. Help me out, man. Like you're killing me. Shout out to the 17 watching. I don't know how to make this easier for you, man. Like, and I'm having issues also. Oh, yeah, here we go. We got it.
I think I got it to work.
Oh, you did, good sir. Oh,
I gotta turn my TV down. Hold on.
I'm not built like I used to be. I can't do tech support no more. I'm a grumpy old man. I'm fucking 46 years old, and
I'm Discord stupid.
yeah, well, not as much anymore. Now you're here. You learned it. So now next time, we won't have to have me struggling to try to figure out how to get, you on the call. So I'm glad that you finally made it. Again, a hermit who has come back in. And as I was explaining, people like you sometimes just say, I've got life shit to do. And you do your thing, and sometimes you come back and, okay, what did I miss? And, by the time it's all finished and said, you're like, holy shit, not just things have changed, but like some things have gone fucking south. And it's sad because, back in those days, we were having a blast.
Yeah, it's like a 360 with him, like total 360.
You mean like a 180? Like it's the total opposite, right?
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, and
you're right.
Well, that's again, you're talking about Joe Cronin, where, we were actually just talking about it earlier. Episode 203 of Monetize This, episode 208, which was the belt burning, which not only was Tommy's freak out is legendary on that show. And I had no idea that was what JB planned. But also then we have the glorious statement from from Tommy where we misinterpreted and we thought he said racist. I was a racist champion, and I was like, hold on, Tommy, did you just say racist? And I honestly wanted to know. I wasn't trying to, but it just rolled downhill from there to the point where Cronin, and this is legendary. Cronin's like, okay, Tommy, hold on, I want to rewind and hear, this clip, see what went on. And he's like, okay, pay your fucking clips. I'm trying to help you, Tommy. Ah! And then Cronin loses it. Ah! And it was cinema, pure cinema.
Yeah, well, you can just look in his face now. Like the love for what he used to do is completely gone.
Yes, a lot of people say that. He doesn't have that passion anymore, and he really did. In the past, he really had passion for wrestling and podcasting, and you just look in his face now, and it's devoid of it. It's totally gone.
Yeah, it's like wild. Like you can just see him, and it's like he don't even want to be there anymore.
Yep.
Which is wild because like I found him in early 2012. I think it was the Royal Rumble. Is how I found him.
Yeah, that's a lot of people found him that way. Yeah.
So like seeing him now, like I tried to watch, I think last week for a little bit of Monetize This, and like I just can't do it. Like that shit's horrible.
You're not the
like,
only one who
so
says
bad.
that they can't even sit through 5 minutes because it's just so bad. Especially when you've got the old version to compare to. That's the worst part. It's like if you just tune in now, you might say, okay, this is shit, I'm tuning out. But if you watched in the past like you did, and you're like, this shit is amazing, I can't go to sleep. It's fucking late. It's 3 a.m, and this shit is still fucking amazing. And you compare it to what you got now, it's just like, of course people like just tune out and be mad because it's just like, this is not what it used to be, and we know that it's, that there is that capability because we saw that in the past. But what do we see? The common denominator here is that Joe just doesn't have the passion no more, and you see it.
No, like my oldest kid's 12, and my middle one's 10, and I've been listening to him since, like I said, 2012 was my first daughter was born.
Wow.
So like even now I'll still listen to him, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's that
Crazy.
Joe guy," and Tommy, and like they know everything because I still watch old episodes every year ritually. Like,
Do you
and it's
do you
just
cover their
they
ears when
still
Dave
remember who
Rose
he is.
comes on?
Oh, hell no, dude, they're fine, they're good. But yeah, dude, they remember like from back then. All of you, they're like, "Do you still listen to him?" And I'm like, "Dude, no, like I just can't." I said he's not the same. Like it's just not funny anymore. Like, like that's how long I've been listening to him.
That's
Like I said,
crazy,
my
dude.
my
Like
oldest is 12, and she knows him.
Since you started like listening to it. And it's funny though, because it to me it really doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it has. When I look back on it, and I've been around again. Like I just look back and I'm like, holy shit! Like my first interaction with like that community was in 2014, and eventually by October 2014, I started working with Joe, and basically from that point on, like I became more and more involved. But like, dude, like that's over a decade ago. It's like 12 years. Actually, it's 12 years this August, basically. That's when I first.
It's crazy to think about.
It is. It really is. But like it's not only felt like it's gone fast. There's been so many great, and this is also what a lot of people point to is like it's been so great that again, what's coming up now is nowhere close, and it's disheartening that we had such great memories in the past of these shows, of these interactions, and now it's not only is it a shell of itself. It's sort of insulting the way that things are operated. How Joe is now just fully carny and just grifting for money. He might not even let people on his Discord on, even though they're donating. He'll disconnect from them if my name comes up. That's hilarious. Like I covered that, I believe, last time I aired or the time prior, where people they were on his Discord. Jesse's there, and Bullfrog says a word that is long, And Jesse says, "Oh, that sounds like a word Dave Rose would use." And instantly Joe's like, "Nope," and he just disconnects the call, and he goes back to doing the
That's
show
so
solo,
stupid.
simply for my name being mentioned. Which is what's crazy is that this guy's been on calls with even after the falling out with Ken, he's been on calls with the guy, right? But whenever my name gets brought up or anything involved with me and Joe Cronin, like there cannot be any discussion. It's amazing. It really is. Like he's willing to tolerate other people being mentioned, Ken or fucking JB but like as soon as my name mentions, he hits that panic switch, and it blows my mind because I'm thinking to myself, well, what exactly did I do? Because again, I call myself one of the many things you missed. One of my monikers is the 16-time sail away champion. Now I call myself that because 16 times I left Joe, and 16 times Joe asked me to come back, because it always was Joe. I never said, you know what, I regret my decision. I didn't want to leave. Joe, take me back. Please have me on your show. Never once. But every time Joe came to me, he's like, Dave, okay, let's work it out, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, I'm not a bad guy. Let's work it out. Let's hug it out, and let's go back to it. Because again,
Yeah,
it
see, I
was
used to.
so much
Oh,
fun.
sorry.
No, I was just gonna say
See,
that
I used to
because
think it was like everybody else. Like back then when I listened to him like all the time, I was like, oh, well, it's not Joe. It's just like all these people are doing what Joe's saying, and Leah's saying, oh, well, they fuck him over. Like Leah hated you. And like now when I'm watching back at him now, because like I said, I watch him yearly from like 40 up until like probably around when JB leaves. And it's like just because you called out the bullshit of how the show became, and like they didn't like that. They didn't want anybody talking bad about it. And if you did talk bad, you were a scumbag. And it's like looking back now and rewatching it all, it's like, yeah, Joe wasn't the good guy I even thought he was back then. Which sucks because like that dude helped buy me diapers for my kids one time back before, like, so like seeing the downfall of him is like crazy to me because like I know how back then he helped me out when he didn't have to, and I was just a listener. But like I don't think he would do that for anybody anymore, which is like crazy to me.
yeah, it's definitely something that I don't see him doing these days. And
Like, and my thing is, monetize this was always good in my opinion for a while. But like, if it wasn't for you and JB, I don't think that show would have blew up the way it did.
well,
Like at all. I think you and JB are the one of the like the biggest two that helped monetize this like really take off.
I
And then
appreciate
Ken
that.
when he came in eventually, but like you two, you and JB were definitely the ones, in my opinion, that
And
took that show
and
like
we talked about that
blew up on
earlier in
YouTube.
my Discord. Is that's what I've always called, and I've always said this to people, on air and off. That was the golden age of monetize this, because so basically what happened is Dead on Dave. You said that you were watching him, but Dead on Dave and what's his name? And this is Bolsey. Thank you for joining us. Let me just finish up with what I'm saying. Dead on Dave and Tommy C. They leave Joe, and Joe doesn't really know if monetize this is going to continue. But I'm there. Jesse's there, and this guy Isaac Rojas is there. So we continue, but it basically ends up being me, Jesse, and Joe. We were doing some great shows, and then comes JB. So JB comes in. It's the four of us, but then Jesse's sort of like in and out, like he seems to have been as of late. But he's in and out. But that's fine because me, and again, this is where the golden age dawns. Is okay. So Jesse's in and out, but like now we have an established group. We have me, JB, and Joe, and from that point, it fucking becomes absolute fire. And we go on a fucking streak that absolutely fucking kills it.
Oh yeah, it was the best. Like honestly, like y'all three were the best ones. Like I said, I do like Ken. I think Ken's better on his own, like on his own show, like Foul Mouth and stuff.
He did good. That's the thing. Corrupted podcast though. That's
Corrupted was
so.
awesome.
Okay, so we hit the golden age. Then we have Ken come in. Ken starts to work a bit with monetize this, but it shifts for him to be on corrupted mostly, and I'm sort of on monetize this, so it's like sort of separate, right? Although JB and Joe go from one show to the next, right? But that's where it hit peak. The way I see it is that corrupted was the peak of JCS. That you had monetized this, what brought it up to that level, and then you had fucking corrupted that just coasted on that high and just kept it at a really extreme level because people were subscribing big time to that Patreon, right? And that was the highest that Joe ever got, and then from there it fell down.
Oh yeah, and that was like towards I guess what when Himmel God started. Schleppy was donating like crazy. D Moon was donating $300 for Leah to take a shot. Like he got so used to the money. I think once them people left him. I mean, I guess it might have took a couple years because I stopped watching, but like I feel like he got so used to that money coming in. He thought that was like, okay, I'm never gonna have to work again. YouTube's where it's at. They're gonna buy my house, my kids, keep Leah happy. And it's like, I think when they left him, it kind of, he kept trying to find that spark again. And I'm not sure if he ever did. Like I said, because I stopped listening for a few years. So maybe they did for a while and I just didn't listen. But
No,
yeah,
no.
I
That's the
just,
thing, though. That was the height. It just went down from there. There was never a resurgence, and it just kept getting worse and worse.
like, I feel bad for them people that gave, like, Himmelgod gave him what? Like, didn't he say it was over like $10,000 or something like that altogether?
I think it could have been
Or
close to
15 or
the two
something?
hundred thousand. Again, if it wasn't for Himmelgod, Joe would not have a house. The
Oh no, he
guy,
single handedly
the
did
guy
that.
donated like a salary. He donated a year. Well, it depends on what kind of person you're talking about. $220,000 could be a person's salary, or it could be four persons' salary, right? But the point I'm trying to make is like he donated enough for him to literally put a down payment and to move into a nice Massachusetts traditional Boston house. Okay, it's not cheap. Okay, also in a nice white neighborhood. Although he loves the blacks, apparently he won't move near them. So it's a nice white neighborhood.
So like listening back then, like I said, nowadays, I feel like he's still complaining about the same money issues that he is now. So it makes me think now, like, were you just bullshitting everyone even back then? Oh, tax season, I didn't do this, so now I owe the government. What was it, like 13,000 or something, 18,000? The number changed every few episodes. He would say how much he owes in like taxes or something. So like now I look back and it's like, damn, dude, I was fooled back then probably that you were hurting the way he was.
It
It's
seems
like
like
it's
he's
the same
always
shit
been
he's
very
doing
bad with
now.
money, but also, to be honest, I haven't heard much talk about taxes these days. It's just more like water bill and internet
Yeah.
and power and stuff like that. But yeah, the whole oh, I owe X amount of money to the IRS, blah blah blah, was something that he was always bringing up and trying to make people feel sorry for him.
I mean, there's two ways you could look at it. One, Joe clearly is just looking for sympathy points, and basically it's a charity streams at this point, right? And that's one way you could look at it, right? And there's a second one. Joe's just very bad with money. He doesn't know how to keep track of his spendings. He's probably spending up the ass on like McDonald's and like fast foods because normal people actually do this, believe it or not. So I wouldn't put it past Joe to be spending so much money on just like pizzas and all that stuff and just wasting it on things that really don't benefit him. So
Well, even
yeah,
back then, they were always talking about eating sushi and how they didn't really
Yep,
cook that much.
yep, that's a good
yeah.
point. I've made that
So
point in the
like
past about the sushi.
But I
so
just
like
can't see Leah. Like, no, like knowing how she used to talk back then and do like it's just so hard for me to picture her being okay with it unless the whole time she was part of it, I guess maybe is the word I'm thinking. Like,
She is part of it.
A
That's
lot
the
of people have
thing.
thought that too, that she's perfectly fine with the grift and just tells Joe, go for it.
or is it the fact like the episode I was listening to yesterday at work, Joe flat out said it was either between 200 and 202, one of them three. He basically said on the stream like if something got brought up about like I don't know if it was the Sean's view thing at one point or something, if she would take the kids or if he could never see the kids, and he's like, dude, I would literally just kill myself. Like, and he's been saying that for how long too.
Oh
So I'm
yeah,
like, at the same time, I'm like, maybe is that one reason why she stays, just because she knows he might
no,
actually be the
no,
type, or
no. He's not the type. He is not the type. He's all talk. Oh, woe is me. I'm gonna kill myself. Just this isn't high school. Emo is fucking long dead, and just stop being melodramatic. Okay, just smarten up there, kid. Just stop.
That's kind of Joe at this point. Like, honestly, I think he just does it because it's the only thing he can do.
Joe
It's a
probably was part of the drama club back in high school. And the Glee Club, and it was all like the theater kids and let's go be gay and shit. Absolutely.
Yeah, honestly, like I want to put it past him. Like Joe is always that. He always made some sexual remarks about all the time. Like it's almost like it was kind of his shtick to make sexual remarks about random things. There's one time where he was singing "Sexy Boy" and dry humped his microphone on camera. So there's that. So hey, listen, like to each their own, right? If you think that's funny,
There
cool.
was that
It's
time where he made an effigy of Dead on Dave, and then he fucked it on camera, and then
and
Tommy,
Fuzi, right? He did Fuzi too.
I don't remember, but again, very homosexual things.
See, with the whole sexual comments, I know we talked about it in Discord the other day. 'Cause someone said something, and then I was like, you can tell JB felt so awkward at times because he would always say it about Quiche. Always. He would always bring up like, "Oh, me and Justin's gonna fuck Quiche or threesome," and like you could tell
Yeah,
JB
yeah,
was like, "No, like that wasn't anything like he was about."
yeah. I remember
yeah.
that.
I don't think I was around in that moment because like when was that?
That was
Oh,
years ago.
Joe's been making them comments with JB and his wife probably not too long after JB came on.
Mm. That's so weird for Joe to do, but honestly, that's just who he is. No, believe it or not, Leviticus, my streams, past three streams, did far better than Joe's ever could. So like that, this is which was interesting to me because like all I did was talk about like the Carmelo Anthony case. I'm sure you're aware of that, right?
Oh yeah.
So like if Joe, well, no, forget about that for a second. What I was talking about was Carmelo Anthony and how the it's racially motivated when people actually defend Carmelo Anthony. And this is something I think Joe would actually defend when it comes to Carmelo Anthony himself, right? So do you know like what usual defenses is? Oh, he was bullied. Oh, like he was jumped by two white dudes and somehow reached for his backpack as he was getting beaten up or something, right? Stuff like
Yeah.
that. You'll notice a lot of things like that is race more so like based on the fact that he is black. That's why they're defending him, and not because they actually believe he's innocent or guilty. Has nothing to do with that. In fact, they go even a step further. Be like, well, they had a whole white jury. The judge was white and the father was white, and therefore they were friends, and therefore that. They've made up so many excuses just to defend Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, and it wasn't
Now,
even an all-white jury either. Like that's the wild
it
thing.
doesn't even, it shouldn't even matter, first of all, because the verdict is still available. No matter what, Carmelo Anthony is a murderer. I don't think that's a disagreeable statement. The only people that say disagree is basically people that just hate white people or themselves, which is other white people. You know what I mean? No, my question is for monetize this, Joe Cronin could easily do what I'm doing I doubt he hasn't seen what I've done. He could easily make the same topic and talk about the same thing. How come he's more worried about donation? I
See, I feel
guarantee
like
you.
back in the day he would have. I mean, like
He
12 years ago, he would have made videos about that stuff.
But he hasn't. But I've done so much better than him. I outperformed him already, just from talking about that alone.
Yeah, I don't even know
And
what he gets anymore. Like, it's been years since I've followed. Like, I mean, I still follow him on YouTube and shit. Like I said, just mainly because I watch all the old monetizers and stuff. But yeah, I couldn't tell you anything about his views. Well, when y'all said in Discord what his monetized this live viewers are, I was shocked.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know
especially
if I've
when
ever seen it that low.
we witnessed it when it was like 3,000 people watching.
It was insane back
It was
then.
insane. But I've also noticed that Joe does not want to change his ways. He doesn't certainly want to um, sort of take responsibility for his actions, right? Especially with his former co-host. And he seems to be happy with the audience that he gets. So even if it is people like Bullfrog or YR or Eric or Patrick or Jesse 2 or Jesse 1, he's happy with those people being willing to be sycophants and just follow this guy no matter what. He's happy with the audience that does trickle in, because obviously it's not the inundate, because he doesn't do the wrestling streams proper anymore. Doesn't give a shit. So it's just like he's not getting the wrestling viewers or the wrestling fans who will then go into monetize this and start supporting it. So he's just content with carrying on, milking the people that he does have around, and doing the bare minimum to the point where he'll walk away from doing his own shows and just let other people talk and run the show for him. And no matter what, and the show can go anywhere, the quality goes down, but he's fine with that because he's not running the show.
So, but do you think that $13,000 donation was real?
From Jesse?
Yeah.
I really don't know. But as of late, a lot of doubt has been put into my mind. It's a funny thing. I want to think it's real, but I don't. Because I want to think that Jesse wouldn't lie about something like that, but then I also wouldn't want Jesse to donate $13,000 supposedly coming from his mom's life savings after she died to be donated to Joe, when Jesse could certainly use it much more. So I don't like the idea of being lied to by Jesse on something like that, because he's always held himself up as somebody who wouldn't do that sort of thing. He seems to act much more altruistic. There's been times he's been very petty and very vindictive, and I've seen his dark side because I've worked with him, and it's a lot different from the very nice and gentle Jesse that you often see on Monetize This. So.
I just could never take $13,000 from a friend, especially knowing that's where he got the money from.
Yeah.
Like
that's
me
another.
personally, I
I'm glad that you
couldn't
bring
do
that
it.
up, because again, a lot of people have said that in my Discord, but they've also said it outside. Is that from a friend, no less, and forget about the source, but from a friend, no less. A friend who could certainly use it much more than you can, but a friend. Willing to do that much for you, it's like you got to be like, no, I love you, dude, that I'll take a little bit, but I can't let you donate that amount of money. It's too much.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of fucking money.
But that's the thing, though, is that okay, say he was in a tight bind. Let's say he was okay, dude, I cannot even get a part-time job or 5, because I'm so desperate for money, because my car just fucking died out, and either I need to fucking buy a new car, real cheap, that's a shit box, or maybe I've got to lease one and my credit is bad, so like it's hard for me to do without a substantial down payment. Um, that would help me out, and somehow I would find a way to somehow repay you to what I can. Okay, that's understandable, but that's not the situation. That is not the situation that we're seeing, right? Because again, also you get that money. I got the car fixed, blah blah blah. The next week you're like, I am just so happy. I'm so happy. I like not even mention donations once during that show. I'm just so happy because my car's fixed, and like I've got some stability here with my life, and I know things are going to be okay. And I'm just so happy. And again, I thank Jesse for those donations, and like let's just have a great show tonight, guys. And then next week the same thing, like no mention of donations, nothing. But what happens when Joe supposedly gets these high value donations? The next week, it's right back to the same, or the next episode is right back to the same. Woe is me. I'm in terrible money troubles. Like, I need money, or this show's going to end, or, you better donate, or I'm not going to, donate for me to stay on an hour and a half, or donate for me to bring people in from the Discord and stuff. It's just like, but what happened to last week and all this money that you made? Like, first of all, aren't you grateful for this stuff? And more importantly, it's just like, what happened now? Like, did you get into another car accident? Like constantly. It raises a good point that a lot of people say. Is there really a money problem, or is this guy better off and he's just milking people for their money, which would be disgusting. If he had gone to that level, that depth, and at this point is now just trying to milk money for whatever he can, I would be thoroughly disgusted with the guy.
Or is he really gambling it away? Because I know I've seen some clips about, I guess, where everyone says he just gambles all stream long when people donate money to him.
I don't think that Leah would let him fucking squander away $13,000 gambling.
And that's where it circles back for me too, in my head, is she just doesn't seem like the type that would just want like a deadbeat husband.
No, but in the past she's
Like,
forced him to like work and stuff, like to be serious about like bringing income to the family. So I would think she's the same thing, and I don't see her moving out of that house.
Oh no, she hasn't made. She don't gotta do anything.
Yeah. So.
And even Tommy back in the day brought that up to her when they would get in an argument. Like, Tommy's like, you just bitch about him for being on like streaming, but he's the one making the money. Even Tommy called her on that. Like, and if Tommy can see that,
yeah,
like.
So Casey in the chat says it's just Cronin milking his fans out of money. Cronin is a deadbeat person overall. Yeah, we know, Casey, you're a hate watcher.
Yeah, he really loves watching Joe, even though he says he's watching him less and less.
Maybe he's also he says exactly what Josh said. Is just like he tunes in for 5 minutes and he can't even fucking deal with it, and that says a lot. Because if it's really that bad, especially the worst part is how good it was in the past. So if you can't even tune in for 5 minutes, that really says a lot about the product. So it's totally valid in being critical to that level, to that nature.
Yeah, he won't see it that way, though. You say that to him, and he's going to think it's like a personal attack.
But that's the thing that's hilarious. He's always seen as a personal attack. I've got a video I think I told you about, but it's called Joe Cronin, the Eternal Victim. It's on my channel. It's several hours long. It is well documented. It is really good. It's one of my best videos, and to this day, people keep going back and watching it. But Joe Cronin, the Eternal Victim, and it's funny though because so much that I do, and I started a game with this. I call it Nothing Changes. So if you go back to my previous drama videos and stuff, including this one, and you listen to what's said and to the clips that are being played, and then you compare them today, you're like, well, this must have been recorded, um, right after that clip I heard years ago, because it's the exact same thing. Nothing has changed, and that's the best part. It's just like you keep winning when you play this game because nothing has changed. You listen back to my old stuff and you compare it to today, no matter who, nothing's changed. At least people of problematic nature, Joe Cronin being one of them. But nothing has changed.
Yeah, funny enough, like 10 plus 10 just uploaded another video of me playing the saxophone. I really don't understand them.
But that's the thing. Everyone keeps talking about it, and hopefully 10 plus 10 is listening. But I think he's already heard it. Is this like Bullseye playing saxophone makes everything better? It really does. So and we've all enjoyed it and we've all said it, and it's one of those things that came out of the blue and was so unique, so creative. And just so lovable that everyone just said, "Fuck it, yeah, let's get more Bullseye playing saxophone."
Yeah, I guess I'm basically like the channel mascot or something. But hey, maybe I should just start.
No, well, you also do look like not you don't look like him, but you've got curly hair. So if that's supposed to be the look like, fine. I could use that logic, as could others. But what's his name? Kenny G. The guy who plays the small sax. It looks like a clarinet. It's really that small.
Oh, okay.
Kenny G. You never heard of this guy, probably. He's got dark hair, but it's curly, and it's long.
Is he like an American saxophone and composer?
Yes,
70 years
that
old.
Dude.
Yeah, born June 5th, 1956.
I don't know his birth date, dude. Come on. I know you're looking it up online, but I don't know his birth date. All I know, he's got dark hair, curly hair, plays the sax, and it's small. Looks like a clarinet. And again,
you're welcome.
You look like him because you've got curly hair. If you want to use a stupid that'd be what a 5-year-old says. But I am kind of stoned too, so.
Dang it, Dave! How many times do you got to be stoned when the streams happen? Is it like to help you?
Because I keep fucking smoking weed. Like what? I'm just gonna stop. We're gonna take a break from smoking weed to do a stream. No, I'm unwinding still from this week, and not just with some beer and some weed, but also by streaming.
Well, fair point. Like you got to unwind after our hard days of work.
A hard week, dude. It's a hard week. Heard.
I feel you right there. Like, gee, especially with the burning sun. So yeah.
And Joe's had a hard week too, grifting, doing a lot of grift. And
I heard he wasn't.
It is summertime. He's got to be working the fair, the county fair, doing the carny stuff.
Hey,
you know what? I know how to help Joe with his financial situation. I know how. First, I would put him on a budget, like give him a plan, right? First of all, Joe, we're gonna get you a real job, because clearly you're not making as much. Well, then again, he is making some good money still, supposedly, right? So I would just tell him, hey, why don't you use that money and invest that into a savings, like stocks or something like that, Bitcoin maybe in the future, right? And give you a 30-year plan. You're not going to be a millionaire, but you'll have money left over. How does that sound, Joe? But it will take some discipline. You just have to control your urges to buy things that you like to buy, which is probably just gambling. I don't know. Whatever you do. But I think that sounds like a good deal, right? What do you think?
Yeah.
Does this kid still break his TVs and shit like he used to?
Oh yeah, the waffling, the waffling of the TVs.
Break a lot of shit.
I haven't watched Joe in such a long time that I couldn't say, but I do know that I witnessed specifically four, because I've talked about this on my streams. Four TVs that the youngest, the one kid, the one fucking redhead. Amongst all the daughter's also redheaded. Yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, the youngest male waffled 4 TVs, and Joe keeps buying new electronics and stuff. So
yeah, that's another thing. Okay, believe it or not, I do not have a TV. I refuse to have one. So there's that. So like some people are gonna be like, what? Think about this for a second here. Like a lot of things cost up the ass. I choose not. I just choose to have a phone. Maybe I'll get a computer in the future, but that's it. That's all I need. Joe doesn't even need to buy TVs. Why doesn't he just have his kids read books? Like, why not that? Better yet, if they have electronic devices, you could literally install books on that phone, right? And plus, that'll be fine. Nothing wrong with that. In addition to all that, like he's already got computers he's investing in, so he'd save up a lot of money if he just stopped replacing TVs and all the tablets
And other
his
stuff,
children break.
tablets. He buys his kids tablets. Again, why does every
Yeah,
kid need a tablet? Shouldn't it be just a family tablet? And on top of that, why should there be a family tablet even? But
yeah.
again, he likes his toys. He likes arcade machines and video game consoles and that sort of thing.
So like he wouldn't like if he's complaining about his expenses, maybe he should just stop buying all this.
Well,
I'm
it's a
sorry,
combination of all these different things, but it's also spending habits. It's just wasting money. It goes on and on. There's no point in even like if you really have these questions, ask them to Joe. Like, I honestly don't even want to humor the conversation of Joe's spending habits and his inability after 10 years. Because we got Josh here, but like saying, even back in the day when I was listening, this guy was fucking saying this shit with the IRS and stuff. Like, it's the same shit over and over again. I don't want to fucking listen to it. I don't want to fucking think about it. And if you are curious about it, Bullsy, ask Joe, because you're not going to get no answers here.
Meh. It's fun to dissect, though. It's fun to talk about.
No, at this point, it's not. It honestly is.
I like it.
Okay, then do a show and fucking do like. Why don't you be an auditor? Like it'd be like the audit of Joe Cronin, and like go through his fucking
you would
tax
watch
money.
that, wouldn't you? You would. I think you would like that. Just going through his expenses. Like, okay, what'd you spend on, buddy?
But you do
like
a good job. Again, they call it autism audit. And like it'd be like, fuck it, we're gonna find every receipt on this motherfucker, and we're gonna fucking figure it out. And we're gonna really expose how Joe Cronin is just lying about his grifting. And I'm sure you could pull it off because he's also left the paper trail very evident, and it's easy to do so. And let's welcome Dr. Earl Brown, who is also now in the Discord chat.
That's right, exactly. What's going on, Dave? What's going on, Bullsy? It's been a while, dude. And hello, Josh, if I'm correct, your name is?
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Man, I know you were discussing the old days of Monetize This, how fire that show used to be. Dude, let's not forget all the times I helped contributed good content for that show at various times. The 2 fights I had with Tommy a few years back.
I remember them.
The time I was walking by myself in one of the areas back in Texas when I was still living there, when the police pulled up to check if I was okay and everything else.
Yeah,
I remember
or when
that.
you were at the bar talking to the chick.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Yep, numbers in Houston, Texas. That was one of the key moments. I mean, as many people said, who could top that? I remember Bird saying that at one point when they got off the call. I mean, let's not forget, we even did a show together, him and I, while he was live on his channel doing some gaming shit, talking about industrial music, goth music, and everything else. And then all of a sudden, Bullsy, you recall when you and I talked about how many times Joe mentions he wants to kill himself, he wants to end his life life sucks and everything else, because your older brother unalived himself. I lost 4 people from suicide: my uncle, my 2 best friends, and my girlfriend of over 3 years. We talked about it. But Joe, instead of not confronting me, DMing me head on like a man, he takes various clips of me going off on this person, going off on that person, making purposely portray me. Yes, purposely portray me as a psycho ass who wants to kill people, and he knows deep down that's not true, and he still wants to push that narrative today. Yeah, you said those things. Even he has ghosts of the coast believing that shit. And like I guess he's also had a problem with me having a firearm in our household. It's just as well because
Yeah,
look at the way Leah doesn't want him to have any firearm but a bow and arrow. Jeez, would have been it would be more better to get a fucking taser for crying out loud. When Joe issued that video together, that's when my respect for him went down the shitter. And the fact that he played that video again at moments after saying, "Oh, I cleared things up with a couple of people I haven't spoken to a while," disrespected me again purposely. In fact, Dave, you reviewed the particular episode he did, and you said straight up it was lies. It was all lies. I'm not a psychopath. Even Ken has to say a couple times when I got on the call on his program, Dr. Earl's not one of those guys who wants to go around killing people. But yet, being Joe that he is, the Democrat, the liberal that he is, who looks at firearms as only made for killing and nothing else, that's how he is. And the fact that YR, someone who I used to do 5 years of shows with, whether it's drama, music, wrestling, movies, you name it. A lot of times it was him and me. A lot of times it was him and I, along with you, Dave. I think it was also with Paul 3 as well. He's pretty upset at YR for the way he abandoned me. And
yeah,
it's the fact that he fucked me off. Wire basically fucked me off. And the fact is, he was hoping I would get on Joe's program and join him on this ruddy ass show. When A, he knows my feelings towards Joe nowadays, and B, my Saturday nights are spent doing something more productive, mingling on the dance floor, mingling with this young female, that young female, mingling with good friends. I mean, like, why throw that all away to be on the show when all there is a bullfrog calling out YR for whichever dumb reason, Ghost of the Coast going after bullfrog, or Ghost of the Coast altogether, saying all sorts of sloppy, disgraceful shit, hate mongering like he is. I mean, why do we need to go on the show and also put up with Joe whining about his electric bill, his water bill? Remember, that was a big joke around that time. I even had to weigh in on it as well. I mean, talk about his refrigerator is all busted, blah blah blah. I'm like, come on, come on, Joe. He's desperate to earn all the money he used to earn back in the day, and he's using everything he can to get most of that money back, but it's not working. We're seeing through the bullshit. He's been using that IRS narrative for God knows how many times now. It's like, come on, come on, come on.
mm-hmm.
And and what's even more pitiful is that YR, he got brainwashed into believing all that shit. Joe needs the money. One time on one of our music shows, he even stated, "Oh, Joe needs our support. He and his 3 kids and his wife got the serious swine flu or something like that." And I was like, "Really? Are you serious?" And he even said on our music shows, "You need to come along, join our show on Saturday nights. Blah blah blah." And when I didn't do that, he calls me Dr. Backstabber, even though he was the one who walked away or basically fucked me off like he did. No, I don't think so. No. And he used to call me his best. And he used to call me his best friend at various programs a lot of times. Yeah, we met together. We hung out on Christmas Eve 2021. We had Ken, Bullfrog, Vikings fan, everybody else on that live stream that we did, which was basically made up in 2 parts. And also, let's not forget us meeting again to see Judas Priest a year later before I moved to Florida. And yet, I'm the bad guy? I use cringy behavior to pick up chicks?
At least you pick up chicks, unlike YR.
It's
I know
pretty
we
good.
have it.
Yeah, wire gets crushed, basically.
Why are
Yeah.
moans? Why are
Yeah,
moans?
he's
And
getting.
it's fucking
Game modes. Yeah.
disgusting. And then he
And
calls Joe
Dr. Ock, when you brought
daddy,
up the
and it's just, and then they're obviously impressing um, on Bullfrog, who again is literally retarded. I've seen the papers, and
Hmm.
he's just imitating them. So, oh, they said, oh, you're making me hard, daddy. I'll say that too. And it's
Oh
utterly
gosh.
disgusting to hear. And they just continue to do it without any self reflection. It's absolutely disgusting.
Let's
yeah,
not forget the few times Joe in the past would say the same similar shit a few times here and there on his old shows with Leah on the call with him. I wonder if Leah looks at him like, really? You gonna say that shit?
well, anything to attract the degenerative viewers, I guess. I don't know, but hey. But I'm glad Dr. Earl brought up the suicide jokes and the what he tried to do to try to frame Dr. Oz as Death Rider. I've talked
Yes,
about this
exactly.
in the past where like okay, so this is what's going on. Dr. Earl made a great point about this, but I want to cover this very clearly. One, I reviewed the clips. Joe did pull various clips of different videos from a while back and said, well, look, he's threatening to kill people, even though he has to criticize my suicide jokes. One, what does that have to do with the other? For one. And two, like the things that he pulled from weren't even death threats. I mean, you could at least say, like, hey, well, he's just being angry at best, but like, where's the threat of where's the death threats? He didn't say he was going to kill anybody. And he said he's going to shoot people with his AR. Like, first of all, like you people can live being shot at. Like that's not exclusively death if you get shot at. Just so you know, Joe. But either way, though, those the suicide jokes was the criticism because Joe Cronin kept making these jokes over and over and over and over. He constantly kept saying this stuff. Oh, I'm gonna kill myself. Oh, I'm gonna kill myself. To a point where people were just questioning it. Like, oh, okay, Joe, you keep saying this. The problem isn't it's a joke. The problem is you're making it so excessively. It's becoming concerning and kind of uncomfortable to hear. So, like, can you please stop? And he got mad about that, right? It turns into
Correct.
that.
Yes. Yeah, he did.
So,
Like,
yeah.
let me throw this in there. I think one of the big reasons why Tommy wants no association with Joe now is because all the times Joe would review Tommy's TikTok videos, and one time he reviewed this one clip of Tommy doing a dance with a couple of teenage girls at the nearby shopping mall. Nothing inappropriate, no misconduct, just dancing to his tune here and there, so and so. But yet Joe will portray that as Tommy trying to hit up on young girls at the nearby mall. Joe is like that. He likes to portray Tommy as the villain. And most likely, those viewers watching that program is going to think the exact same thing.
I think I know what you're referring to. There was a time where like Tommy did a TikTok dance with
Yeah.
three girls,
Yep.
and Tommy was doing thrusting his hips. Basically, I'll say that much because Tommy was just going with the flow of things. That's it. I don't think he understood what he was doing. I think he was just doing it for the sake of it. And
Yes.
everybody was like
Yes.
making fun of him for it, for like, oh, Tommy, this looks kind of creepy. Do you understand that? I'm just like doing this, that, and the other. But yeah, Joe does take it a step further. But honestly, I think that was a little more innocent. But I will bring up a good example. I think was Joe definitely trying to get a rise out of Tommy. Tommy made a
Exactly.
rating where like it was obviously a bad rating, but Tommy was trying to say, okay, I was trying to misspeak and stuff, and Joe wasn't letting him finish. Like, what'd you misspeak on? Kept shouting on him, shouting on, what'd you misspeak on? What did you misspeak on? And Tommy just got angry. Well, at least wasn't getting angry. He wasn't falling for it at that time. But I could tell
Yeah.
Joe Cronin kept just going, what'd you misspeak on? Shouting on him, trying to get a rise out of him. You could just tell sometimes where Joe Cronin wants a rise out of somebody. So he'll antagonize at best
Yep.
if he knows he
Let's
can
not
get one.
let's
Now,
also
I'm not
not
sure.
forget Let's also
Yeah.
not forget back in around 2020, a year after me and Tommy had those two fights, he tried
Mhm.
to get things up started between him and I again. He told Tommy at one time on one Raw review that Dr. Earl said he's going to come down to North Carolina to kick your ass. This causes Tommy to lose his shit and start going off on me. And the thing is, never once did I ever mention about going to North Carolina to do such a thing. I even made a video next day saying what Joe said on the night before on this show, not true. And if
Mhm.
Tommy wants to find me on Skype, he could do so. Call me, and I could confirm it straight up. And I even called in on Joe's program when he went live later on that evening. He said Joe said he has it on audio tape that I said I was going to go down to beat Tommy's ass. Okay, where's play it for me? I waited a long while. Still no audio clip of me threatening to beat Tommy's ass. So you know what? Joe did that purposely to get a rise out of Tommy and get shit started between him and I again.
Yeah,
Well,
Joe has
guess
always
what?
claimed like, yeah, this is a good point actually, Dr. Earl. And just interject, Joe has always said things like, I have clips, I have this, I have that, like I have all these things. There's one moment where I don't know if you guys remember, but he's made a video on drama God and talk about how he's going to reveal all these things about certain people and never
Hmm.
came.
Yep, of course. Try to make himself look like the big, the what's that word called? And son of a bitch, the redeemer. Yes, he's trying to make himself the redeemer, and he's got a long way to go before he reaches that level, or let alone come close to that.
Yeah, Redeemer, you can't even stop his kids from breaking his TVs, let alone freaking like we were focus on being a good father first, buddy. If you want to be a redeemer, like honestly, like I don't know what you could say for Joe Cronin at this point. Look, look. Honestly, you could say many things. Hey, he's depressed, this, that, and the other. Does he really have time to sit and wall up in his feelings? Or like, why would he want to do? Why would anybody want to do that? Whether like that seems like a waste of time. I don't know about you. It just seems like a waste of time to sit on stream and wall up in your feelings and be like, I'm dead, I'm gonna die and stuff like.
Oh, we all know the reason why. Ken pointed it out to gain sympathy from the viewers. He wants viewers to feel sorry for him, so they'll send him money, then make him feel better. That's the same thing as an televangelist telling his viewers, no, all things are gonna come to a good end. All life is gonna end pretty soon if we don't get that money. I can hear God telling me you're going to send me so and so thousands of dollars. That's how televangelists operate. And Joe's using that same structure to gain his viewers to send him money. That's how he does it. He plays this narrative. He plays this act like he's all depressed, like his life sucks, like he has to get 3 jobs, when we all know the only one he knows is YouTube and nothing else. I mean, he
Yeah,
that's how he does it.
yeah. But thinking about it this way, for the money, yeah, I get it for that part. But he has not performed well at all. Like he has not performed well. His viewership has been declining. He's not been getting any traction as of like he has been before, especially 5 years ago. If you can even want to compare that to 10 years ago, right? So like clearly, from an aspect of trying to garner attention or sympathy, rather, what he's
Hmm.
doing isn't working at all.
Yeah, and it's
And
the reason why, and the reason for that is because look who he has for his co-hosts. One,
Mhm.
he threw away the rule of no wrestling talk on Monetize This, but they decided to do that because obviously there's wrestling shows to review on Saturday evenings. But most of all, look at all the turds and tards he has for co-hosts. He has Garguts, an alleged rapist. He has Eric, who said that he would fuck kids. He has Bullfrog, who's a total retard from Inside and Out. He has YR, my former friend and co-host, who is, in the words of Mr. Dave himself, puppet master confirmed.
Yep.
He also has a hate monger like a Ghost from the Coast, who went after Casey multiple times, making a lot of disrespectful references to Casey's deceased wife a few times. He
Yeah,
has
we're
all
gonna
these
touch on Ghost.
morons. He has all
Ghost
these
was one.
morons.
Yeah, Ghost is
And
one I think we should touch up on. Honestly, that's one guy that makes me scratch my head. So let me get this straight. This guy goes after Casey for disrespecting Joe, and this guy will go hard on you for even just remotely kind of going against him, right? I've seen him. He's done it to me. He's done it to a lot of people. But when
yep,
Joe
exactly.
disrespects him and takes his wrench away, he goes like, "Oh, Joe's my boy. Like, Joe's my
Yeah,
boy."
blind
He gives him
faith.
$10.
Blind leading a blind faith. That's what it's called. That's what Ghost is suffering from. And the fact
Like,
that Joe is taking advantage of poor disabled Jesse like he is. I mean, when Jesse could use that money for more important things, like maybe he needs surgery for something with his leg or whatever, his shin bones or whatever condition he's going through. He could use that money. Instead of that, he's giving it to this grifting ass chump who is going to take his money and use it for whatever he wants. Probably to buy a new car or something like that. And Jesse, is, from I understand, has no friends. When I mentioned to Dave on his last show, I was friends with him on Facebook. He could have reached out to me to talk to. He could have came to my DMs and say, "Hey, I need some help here, buddy." I realize you're going through a lot of hard times, Jesse, with terms of your health and everything else. But most of all, first and foremost, whatever drugs you're doing, get the fuck off of them, because seeing him whacked out on Garguts' live stream that one night was like pitiful to look at. Come on.
thinking about that for a second, about Jesse. That one, honestly, like I think Jesse just wants to be loved. That's what I think. I think that's why he's giving to Joe that much. I think he just wants to feel appreciated and loved at some point in time. And that's I'm not dissing him for that one. If he genuinely
Yeah,
sees Joe as a friend, go for it. But honestly, I
but
genuinely also think that Jesse's doing it because I think he wants to feel some semblance of affection, and he gives it. But it's not
yeah, but
reciprocated as he wants
yeah,
it
but
to. And
it's
Joe's not, go for it.
Yeah, but it's also trying to buy someone's love. You can't not buy someone's love. You earn their love. You earn their respect. You earn a friend. That's how it goes. If he wants acceptance for who he is, we could get that. I mean, I can accept him for what he is. I'm not going to hate on the guy. If he is into Wicca or Christianity, I'm not going to hate on the dude, for crying out loud. I'm just not going to take advantage of the dude like Joe does. But the thing
Well,
is,
how long has Jesse's been part of the community? He's probably been part of the community since Dave's been around. Am I right about that?
Yeah,
Longer,
think
he was
so.
here
I
before I
believe.
was.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty
So,
sure he was here before I even found Joe in 2012.
So basically, I would say this for Jesse. You're right, Dr. Earl, but thinking about it like this, he's been part of this for a long time, and I think he's grown very attached to Joe Cronin's community. I think that's the
That's
case.
true. And I think
And I'm not.
Jesse feels like there's nothing else out there for him to grow attached to, so he probably remains there.
Yeah. It's what I kind of noticed with a lots of people, especially newer ones. They really do get attached pretty easily around here. Like I've seen so many people just come by and feel like they need to insert themselves sometimes. And there's that. But then you got people like Jesse who's been a part of it a long time and he wants to contribute somehow. So he start. I don't know how long Jesse's been donating to Joe or if he's donated to Joe, but this seems like he's been doing it recently. And that's the only reason why it's even happening at all, because he wants to support Joe, which is the same guy that helped create the community that he liked for a long time. The only issue is, despite it being somewhat alive, it's been flushed down. A lot of it has been flushed down the drain, and it's just a shadow of its former self because it lost a lot of parts that made it even whole in the first place. So it's just
Yeah, but in
a
the end,
broken down car running
can
on
you
fumes.
blame for that?
Yeah,
It's
but
obviously
funny enough,
pretty
you
clear.
are blamed for that, Dave. Apparently, are you like so super duper evil, man? Like, what did you do, man?
Yeah, I mean, I still don't know. So,
You still, well,
but
well,
again,
that's
then
a
I'm like Voldemort. They can't even mention my name on his show without him fucking freaking the fuck out and just, terminating any possibility to continue to even mention my name. It truly is funny.
Who could
that's
not
so
forget
ironic.
that?
Like, I
Who
heard
could
about
not?
that actually.
Yeah, he
Like,
did. Yeah.
like Joe Cronin just got mad about somebody saying Dave, and
Yeah,
that's it.
Jesse. Okay, so I said this earlier on the show. Bullfrog said a word that was uncommon. Jesse's like, "Oh, well, that sounds like a Dave Rose word to say," and it was just a comment in passing. As soon as that was said, within seconds, Joe just terminated his connection to his Discord and went back to doing a solo show.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
that,
that
And
happened. That happened recently, and I reviewed it last week or the week before. But yes.
well,
That's very
that's kind of
petty,
like
very,
Joe.
very petty. But I still don't have any understanding as to why exactly. Because like I said earlier in the show, he's been on shows after the fallout with Ken. He was still on shows with Ken, like YR had a show, or Jacob RP, and they both ended up on the call, and they were cordial and they talked, but never with me. And more importantly, it's just like this has happened in the past where my name gets mentioned and he freaks out. He freaks out.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I find even stranger because Joe Cronin has called into your streams in the past as well, like
That was
out of the blue.
years ago, dude. Like, come on,
Yeah,
of
years
course,
ago
but
though, but
like,
that it happened.
no, but
It happened.
yeah, but at one point there was a total
Like it,
break, and then since that point is when he's again can't fathom my name being said without freaking out. So
yeah, but that was
oh,
also stems from back then as well, where Joe Cronin, at the time, even before he called into your shows, would avoid Dave and Ken's name as well. Like, it's nothing really new, but it is amazing that Joe Cronin just still acts like, oh, I don't say those names, despite the fact that I'll actually talk to them on the side whenever I want, but don't say their names on my show. It's like,
were you gonna say
it,
something, John?
YR was the same thing at times. Where at times I would mention Dave's name and YR would freak the fuck out saying, "We don't say Dave Rose's name on this
Yeah,
show."
I remember.
Yes.
I
He
remember
even
that.
DM'd remember he sent me a message on Skype saying, "Please don't mention Dave Rose's name on any of the things that we do." In fact, it was another thing he on another show, I think it may have been his or somebody else's, YR complained that Dave Rose always shits on me. Well, deep in my back of my mind, I'm like, well, quit doing and saying the same
Exactly.
stupid shit that's going to make him shit on you, dummy.
Exactly.
what
It's
I've been saying.
logical.
Like, what I've been saying. If you don't like being shat on, then maybe don't do it. Like, I mean,
Exactly. If Dave's going to call me out on something, I'm going to listen and take note and work on solving that issue. Straight up.
yeah. But that's just kind of like, I never really understood it, but hey, like, these guys, for some odd reason, had some strange fear for Dave.
Yeah, that's the funniest
will
thing. A lot of people tell me this. Even Dr. Ola's said like this guy is fucking literally freaked the fuck out about me. Like he's literally scared of me. Like petrified. Petrified is the best word.
Yeah, he even
And
admitted on your show at one time, Dave. In fact, there was, remember that one private phone call on the X between me and YR and mentioned about? I was telling YR, encouraging
yeah,
to call you, Dave, and
yeah.
it's like, "Oh, come on, don't be afraid of Dave Rose. Stop being a wheezy bitch. Call Dave, explain yourself, let him explain things to you, and when he does, Don't whine about it. Listen to what he has to say and absorb it, and most of all, learn from it.
But it also, I think that also speaks to what I've been thinking about is that um, that my words are so powerful, right? And again, I'm not a prince or like I don't hold any high position in real life or I guess in the community, other than being the drama emperor. But like literally, yeah, I don't have a job that makes me, higher than anyone else in this community, and yet my words have done so much damage, have put people in check, and have gone to the point where, again, words have gone to the point where they've scared people like YR to the point where even the mention of my name gets him agitated and scared. And that I think says a lot about me, says a lot about my ability to speak, but more importantly, it says a lot about what I speak, as in to say, I speak the truth. And it seems that when, for whatever reason, when I speak it, it resonates and people pay attention and people like YR freak the fuck out. Now, I'd love to hear what you guys think about that, but that's the conclusion that I've come to.
Go first, Dr. Earl.
Well, I think it's because Wire's fear of you because of all the times you called him out on everything under the sun. And I think he's got in his head that you're going to possibly, maybe he's kind of afraid of you taking down something of his, like he took down your old Twitter account years back. You may remember that, folks? YR got Dave's old Twitter account taken down for whichever reason.
No, because
of course Dave has,
because he was being a bitch,
yep.
and yeah, it was my devious Dave Rose at Twitter account, and it's unfortunate that I don't have it now, but it is what it is.
But you have a new one on there now that's called X, which we often DM'd each other left and right at times in the past.
Yeah, I went through several accounts because, again, I kept getting banned and stuff. But, here I am.
Yeah, when it was called Twitter at the time, I'm surprised I wasn't banned. Because I just went out of my way to be like, I'm going to try to get canceled. Fuck tranny people. And nothing happened. So.
Yeah, but YR's puppet master confirmed, because again, he knew how to, and just like other people in this community who are bitches, when you learn how to abuse the reporting system, you also make a lot of fake accounts. You can basically get an account flagged or video taken down or comment removed. Because you know how to abuse that system, and that's what YR did with my Twitter. But he's also again tried to encourage other people to strike me and take me down. So
yeah, because he knows deep down you got the power to do something to him, and YR is scared shitless of that.
I've shared.
But why would he be scared if he's got nothing to fear? Like, as in, if he did nothing wrong, then. Sorry, I fucked that previous line up. But what does he got to fear if he did nothing wrong? Is what I meant to say. See, I'm stoned, but not that stoned. Beer.
Maybe he's afraid of you exposing his dildo collection that he keeps hidden in his closet.
No, that's on a shelf. That's for everyone to see. And he's got like a book on his. He's got a coffee table, and he's got a coffee table book on there, and it's called The World of Dildos. And anytime he invites anybody over, hey, have some tea, have some Texas tea, and we can check out this book.
And sit on this while you're at it.
Signed by the author.
Do you think he roofies people and then he just pulls out his box and just
no? He probably roofies himself, and just before then he says, "You can do whatever you want with me," and then he just roofies himself. And
Wire would be a bottom, wouldn't he? Like that would be the.
Oh, absolutely, he would. Well, he'd be a power bottom.
Yeah, well, that's the sad part. But like, the funny thing is, Dr. Earl and Leviticus, I think Dave already knows about this. I was shown a video where Wire was dressed up like a tranny, and Scott McKinnon was recording this. He was just
Really, I remember that.
dancing. Oh yeah, he was dancing,
Was that
and he
the
was
one
wearing.
where he was doing the whole Silence of the Lambs dance?
Yeah. Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I remember there was this one short video I saw. I think it was played on Joe's show at one time, where Wire had this blonde wig on. He was all he had just nothing but his undies on, trying to dance. Like I'm like, wait a minute, is Wire trying to be that one Backstreet Boy who didn't make the audition?
I think he's
Well,
trying
he's
to
done a lot of
audition
videos
for a gay
that
strip
were
club.
kind of like that, so it's hard to
Mhm.
I think
figure out.
honestly, I think Wire's doing tryouts for a gay strip club, and he's just practicing.
Which I doubt if he's going to get anywhere with because I'm sorry, but he needs to learn a few things, let alone how to play guitar right.
He could like just I don't know, exercise and take care of himself. You
Yeah.
know, he's not in horrible shape. I mean, he's not in good shape, but he's not in horrible shape. So he could. It would just take him about a few weeks just to look a bit better. So it wouldn't be bad.
I do know this, and I know Dave pointed this out. I remember when he went under the name Janoff as a supposed white rapper. Ever heard
Was he
about this,
rapping?
Bonesy? Yeah, he
Was he rapping?
tried. He tried to rap. Dave has just showed his
Who
SoundCloud
the
page
fuck is
under the
Jay
name
North?
J.
Jay North. Who the fuck Jay North?
Exactly.
True.
I heard some of the stuff on that page. It's like, really, really, what kind of crap is this?
Yeah, so Bullsy basically, I can't remember what the site is, Earl, but SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, so basically he's
Yes.
got his, again, like Marshall Mathers has Eminem, right? It's his alter ego rap guy. Well, Wire has Jay North, and again, it's spelled just like the people who visited your 3 videos about race. You know how they spell their names? It's exactly as you would imagine that. So J, like was it
Yeah.
J?
Okay.
I can't remember how to spell.
AAYEE,
Yeah,
North,
yeah. It was the double E.
NAUF.
It was the double E. So JAY double E and then NAWF. Right. So it's supposed to be
I think it was a U.
possibly, but it was again. It was spelt wrong, and this is that mentality. It's just like I'm going to spell it wrong on purpose because that's cool. I'm going to also mispronounce it and spell it wrong because that's cool because that's low IQ shit. And look at me, I'm Jay Knopf. Listen to my shitty fucking rap songs.
Rap music.
And he's gone through all these phases, and it's great because I've got the AI somewhere of this image where you got the 4 different versions of YR. So you had the Jay Knopf rapper, white rapper wigger. You had basically the when he was following sports. And he was cheering on Ken's team, so he was supporting New York.
New York Islanders.
Yeah, and then when he went all full like rock and roll with you, and
With
like
me,
he was going
yes.
to concerts and stuff. Like there was all these different. I can't remember the 4th one, but like yeah, there was again the AI
Sipping
did
on
it.
the
But, like,
sip for Joe.
Yeah, the Simp for Joe. That's the one. So basically, yeah, he's gone through. He's always looking for an identity, right? But Jay
So, like,
Jay Knopf was one of them, and his music sucks, and he'd be shot at if he ever tried to sing those songs in public or do a concert or something, you know.
Or have
Okay,
tomatoes thrown at him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
That's a best
and you,
of like.
Hold on, before
something
anyone,
to-
I know you guys are comfortable here, but like, this is fucking Josh is, first time here, so again, I got to check in with him, see if he wants to say anything. But
Nice.
So
Well,
your
let me.
question about why you think they're like scared, that I think it's because like you're very intelligent and oh, hold on, what's the other word I'm looking for? Articulate. Like I think that like scares people like to go at you because like you're very fucking smart. Like even back in the day with like Lee and Troy thought they were like some super genius.
that's
But
true.
like when it came to you going at people like that, it's like they're not. Some people like it intimidates them,
Dude, you
and
got a
I
good
think that's
memory. You got to, because I remember that too. It's just like both, but like Troy thought so much of himself. Now, like, yeah,
was
I
a
portray
fucking
myself as an
douche.
asshole and fucking arrogant and stuff, but like, I'm also reasonable, right? And it's also there's the shtick thing going, right? Um, but like, I don't push down grannies in real life, right? But like he really did think a lot about himself, and
Oh yeah,
Leah
Troy thought he was
also,
like the smartest.
yeah, and Leah also with him when they were both combined together, they just thought, okay, we're liberals, we're Democrats, we know more than you, we're better than you, and we're gonna talk to you in that way. And then any resistance, they would poo poo. But you're right. Like when I sort of countered their narratives and stuff, they certainly were not pleased.
No, they didn't like that. Like Troy, God, dude, yeah, he gets like the one. This was even um, a while ago. Before, trying to think how many years ago it would have been when Troy was like bragging because he won like this one thing and he won them like collection of books from being like super smart or something, like something like that. I can't remember what they were called that he said he won, but it was he was like talking about in one of the monetized sisters before, and it's like Leah just thought like Lee and Troy, like I feel like would be perfect together. Like they're identical, like straight fucking liberal. Like if you, guns, like I don't know, like just their standpoints. Because I think it was episode 201 or 202 was when y'all were getting into about the vaccines and stuff, or it might have even been 203. When I forget what you were talking about with like the whole vaccine, and her and Troy were like ganging up on you and that, and she's like, "Well, guess what, David? It was a dumb Canadian who brought it in." Like, oh, yeah, Leah always annoyed the fuck out of me.
Remember Tosevich?
Yeah, he was the one when I first found Joe. They were on. I don't think it was YouTube when I found him. It might have been, but yeah, it was Tasevich was the one when I first found Joe who was doing a show with him.
Yeah, Tosevich, Troy, and Joe were doing fucking shows, multiple shows for a little bit back in the day. I remember that. I've been, maybe I've been longer than 2014, but I do remember. Also, do you remember Assault Fish when I tried to make the point because they were kept.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you do remember, but like these guys, just for the audience, like they're so anti-gun. It was hilarious, and I'm trying to explain them. I'm trying to use stupid basic terms. It's like, well, you could take anything. Like, what about a fish? You go grab a fucking big tuna from the supermarket. It's frozen or it's thawed, and you hit somebody over the head and you kill them. It's an assault fish. And I got ridiculed and stuff.
They they brought that up for so long after
Yes,
too.
yes, yes. That's why I also bring it up because they couldn't let it go. Just like the fucking when I said cannabis cures cancer and stuff. Remember, like, oh, Dave has the
Oh
cure
yeah, I
for
remember that.
cancer.
I remember that too, man.
Why'd you give your hair then, Dave? Yeah, I remember that
Yeah,
fully.
yeah.
But wait, they cannot be seriously mad about like weed
And
curing
then I cut
cancer,
my
were
hair
they?
and I did donate it, but that's not talked about.
Yeah, they were saying he should have gave the cure when he donated hair, and he should have told him this. And yeah, I remember that whole thing.
Well, I
That
cut
was a
my hair
very
multiple
stupid
times and
argument on his
donated, but yeah,
behalf.
I remember they're yeah. Why don't you give the cure when you gave the hair too?
Because even Jesse
Right,
like
well,
defended you on that
right.
one.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Like, so basically, wait, well, let me get this straight. Troy and Leah thought they were so smart, but they sounded so dumb,
yeah.
and they were just so mentally stunted that they couldn't fathom the idea of somebody disagreeing with them.
Yes.
That's
And again,
well,
this was
the typical
before Trump
lefty.
even won. So like they were
Oh
still
yeah,
living
yeah.
off Obama's high, and they're like, yeah, we can do no wrong. Everyone's retarded but us. Look at who we have as president. So clearly we're superior to you, and we're gonna remind you of that. That's how they were running shit back then. That's not an exaggeration, guys.
Yeah, that's
That's
lefty
how
too.
liberals are.
Actually,
That's
lefty.
lefty for you. I know. I've dealt with a few myself there. And one more thing I need to mention, going back to the SoundCloud thing, take a listen to my SoundCloud, Dave, Bosey, and Josh, and you'll see how 20 times more legit and more powerful than Jay Knopf's. I wanted to mention that earlier.
Who the fuck is Jay Knopf?
Gino. So basically,
There
Wire
you
thought
go.
he was basically his Wire's entire life is an identity crisis.
Yep.
So there's that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
okay, so like I said, that's a whole basket case to unpack there. So identity crisis YR at its finest. So we can just say that. Now, what gets me the most is apparently YR, not just YR. It amazes me that white people want to be black. Why?
Well,
Like you think it's cool to
YR's
wear
not
your
white.
hat?
He's a skinwalker. Big difference. He's,
I mean, he fits the definition
he's
of a
a
Caucasian.
traditional Texas skinwalker.
Well,
Let alone where their pants
seriousness-
sagging.
in all seriousness, no. Like, why are white guy just dressing like?
Because
like
okay,
this?
you know why? Because he got. This is how I pieced this together. Okay, and the thing is, though, anytime I bring it up, YR doesn't refute it. He does not refute it. So okay, so he was a bad kid, and his dad didn't really give a shit, I guess, and sent him to one of these. I believe it was a Christian boarding school. Now, during that time, he made friends with black people there, and may have gotten cozy with them. He gets released, and he's living out of hotels for a while. He was already, calling it a Joe at that point. I remember because he was showing photos of him in a hotel smoking weed with just surrounded by black guys. Okay, and it makes you think of like some potential homosexual pornography movie. But yeah, that's that's how it was. And when this was sort of brought up, he got sort of incensed, saying like that he has good memories of the people there, and like that we shouldn't be talking about those people, blah blah, but never refuting the homosexual allegations. And again, also, you're the only white kid there in a room of black guys smoking weed, and you're already fucking kind of effeminate and moaning and doing all that shit. Well, it doesn't take much of an imagination to figure out maybe what's going on. So, and this is not even considering the fucking bookshelf of fucking dildos. We're not even considering that. Okay. So if you want to do a bit thing, if you want to be like Carrot Top and use prop comedy, 3, 4 dildos at most of various types. Okay, there's some variety in your show. Okay. But like a bookshelf worth, dude. A book it's no longer a comedy bit, it's a fucking hobby. So that's
You gotta catch them all, Dave.
well,
you gotta catch them all.
And that's the thing, though. Some people have said that this guy, claims to be Christian, but he feels guilty because he's got these homosexual tendencies. So that's why he gets mad when these topics are brought up.
Well, like, I mean, it's sinful, YR. If you're a Christian, why don't you just, like, I don't know, turn away from it? It's.
First of all, I would prefer that he just admits he is gay. Then I want him to, repent and change his ways. But first he has to admit to being the fag that we clearly thought he was.
Yeah, but I don't think he ever will, honestly.
Then I
think
win a
just...
couple of bets.
He is afraid because of where the area that obviously the upbringing he had, where it's supposed to be straight men and nothing else. But I guess he's also fear of getting even more persecuted by everyone in his community. Bam often took shots at him.
And you
I
don't
mean,
think
like,
that's warranted? Oh,
so
but of
I mean,
course it's
everybody took
warranted.
shots at him. If he comes out that he is actually gay, man, the scrutiny would be 20 times more. And I think he
I
is kind
don't
of deep
personally. I
down.
don't think so. I mean, people would just look at uh, Bullfrog, and be like, "Well, at least Wire's not Bullfrog. At least Wire's not talking about fucking doing his niece."
That's true there. That's
That's
stupid.
so weird.
Which I'm surprised nobody has ever reported to the FBI about that because that was broadcasted on an on-air platform.
Why?
Yeah, I
Why
thought
did the
that like
FBI just go to the local, um, local police department to Bullfrog? But
Okay.
again, you're expecting people who watch Joe to report Bullfrog? No, not gonna happen.
Of course, that's
honestly
right.
like that is kind of strange that Joe's just kind of like letting it happen at that point. Like I know he's a lefty tune himself and he loves stuff like that, but like does he not care at all at that point?
No,
Like
I
it's
think
not
no.
he's
fair.
I
just.
think, come
I
on,
think
man.
he's
He does not care about his show anymore, and he'd rather have some extreme stuff going on just to keep the
bring in the
entertainment going
ratings.
than to put any effort into his own show. We've seen this.
Yeah, he's so checked out, I think.
Yes, that's the point that I've been trying to convey, is that he doesn't care, so he's checked out. You can see it in his eyes. This guy's just going through the motions, and the first opportunity that he can dip out and let other people just run it, he does it.
Yeah, he looks defeated. Like,
Yes, yes,
it's horrible.
and
Yeah,
he refuses to accept that he's the cause of his own, issues.
no, I mean like it's easier to blame society and just like oh everybody hates me for no reason. Like I don't know why, but
Okay, before we
whatever.
continue, I can't do this anymore. I can't wait anymore. I've got to talk about this because I'm looking at it, and because I don't want to forget either. But it's also making me hungry. But I'm gonna finish up my donaire story. So again, about a month ago or so, went to lunch brunch with my mom. I had a donaire, authentic fucking East Coast donaire, Canadian, delicious. The thing is, it wasn't fully authentic because they were like initially on their menu. It comes with lettuce and cheese, and that's an abomination. That's a crime. You cannot have lettuce on there. In fact, people make jokes of that because you cannot have lettuce on a donaire, and there's no point in cheese. It's already perfect. Cheese is great, but it doesn't go on a donaire. Okay. So I'm showing photos right now of donaires. Now, what I found out about this place, and this is the big news, is that, and it's so difficult for me to find something like this, so I'm glad I found it, is that this place offers donaire pizzas, properly done. And I've always fucking talked about this stuff, and for a while was talking about donaire because they were offering donaire pizzas in Ontario, like the local franchise was offering it, and I got to say it was one of their better pizzas. And I was always ordering it with double sauce, and I would talk about it on air, be like, oh. By the way, guys, if you want to donate, money to me, it'll spend it on donaire pizza, double sauce. So this place offers donaire pizza. So 2 weeks ago, again, met with my mom. We ate there, and this time around we had pizzas, and I ordered the donaire pizza, and it blew my fucking mind. It was so fucking good, everything about it. And I'm going back. I gotta go back for that pizza. It's so fucking good. And I had to mention it and share my joy of this, that I was able to have this donaire pizza. I'll just put this on screen right now, donaire pizza. But yeah, it was just so good, and I'm just so happy that I found a place, because it took me forever. I don't live near a big city anymore, so yeah, basically it's hard to find stuff like this. And I'm just very grateful and happy that I did find a place that offers donairs and donair pizza. So there we go. I'm done talking about donairs. I'm done talking about donair pizza, guys. I know I started the show with
Interesting.
it, put that on a break, started again with it, but now we are
It's okay.
totally done
You know
with
what I
donair
miss?
pizza.
You know what I miss? I remember they used to have this at the Mickey D's up in Canada. McPizza.
Oh, the pizza, dude. That was good. That was so
Because
good.
you used to hang, a lot of times I would go over to Windsor for Detroit, hang out there for a while, see what kind of good stuff they have at some of the shops. The nearby mall, Devonshire Mall was the main one to check out at times. Gosh.
Oh, that
I
sounds
used to
good.
go to Sardia as well, which was right next door to Port Huron, Michigan. Miss
Yeah.
that place very well. It's just missed both those places. I will sometime probably later on this year or next summer, like me and my sister and brother-in-law, we should probably take a trip to baby Toronto to see how things are over there.
Yeah, depends on when you go. Could be good, and what you plan to do.
Probably in the summertime.
Yeah, that's probably the best time.
Yes, exactly.
But right now,
Well, guys.
it's terrible. World Cup and all that, traffic's chaos.
Oh yeah.
But you're heading out,
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to head out to call. It's good to talk to you, Dave. Bullsy, it's good to talk to you too. And Josh, good to meet you, sir.
Hey, you too.
And all right, there. You have a good one, guys. Bye bye.
You too. Yeah, I'm also thinking of wrapping it up. I'm going on for, what are we going on for? About 2 hours and 29 minutes. And I've also got to make dinner. I'm hungry. But yeah, I'm glad that we got Josh finally on here. I'm glad Dr. Earl and Bullsy both shared their opinions here tonight. Do you guys have any final words on what we talked about tonight?
No, I'll definitely join again because I wanted to ask earlier about Scott. Like, is he still around? And I'm sure that's probably a whole new a whole different.
You gotta go back and listen to my stuff because we went to war big time, multiple times, and the results were hilarious.
You have to go back and watch old videos now.
As of late, he's shut down his channel. Whether he deleted it or he made it private, it's YouTube never says. But that's what that's the word that I was sent to me recently by Sparrows. Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, last video I think I seen about him was when he like faked having a kid or some shit like that.
That's hilarious that you say that, but he did that again.
It's wild. Like I said, yeah, I'm sure that's a whole other time I can call in and talk about that because I'm years and years behind. It's like all this shit's so new to me.
Dude, but it's gonna be fun to catch up. If you go back to
Oh
my
yeah,
stuff,
definitely for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll be watching the videos at work. Definitely catch up on some of the older ones.
it's like I've been saying since I started. It's huge replay value. You can just play this stuff, have it play in the background, and it doesn't matter if you just randomly pick a spot. If you play from the beginning, you're gonna be laughing your ass off the entire show. Like I've gone back and listened to my stuff because I try to make my stuff good. So I'm very critical about myself. So I listen back to how I can improve. But man, like my stuff is really good. This is not like egotism or narcissism or arrogant. Like I literally go back to my stuff to think, how can I make the show better? And I'm dying listening to the shit that I fucking do. So especially like the antics that I've pulled, dude. Holy fuck. Like, and you'll hear those and see those on the show and stuff. So like just go back to the earliest drama stuff that I've done and just start from there. The
I'll be doing
Diner,
that for sure.
Drama Emperor. If the specific streams about Scott are Power Trip, but obviously the diners and emperors also involve Scott, but then again, they involve other people like Joe and other people. So, well, yeah, there's a lot. You got thousands of hours of stuff that you
Sounds
can
good to
catch
me.
up on, and even if you randomly jump through it, you're gonna find something that's gonna make you laugh. So,
I'll be checking them out.
all right, man. Thanks again for tuning in. And
Yep, I'll join again sometime.
hope you have a good weekend.
You too.
All right.
All right. I just have to say this. And you know, my favorite moment of all weekend was just the amount of troglodytes that came into my chat the other day, just defending a murderer. That's all.
Your last video did not have the chat, so I couldn't see.
No,
what
it was
people were
live.
saying.
No, it was live. The problem is that it's still kind of like updating at that point, so the live chat room will still be there.
I'll look
So
for it.
yeah,
I'll look for it, but I
yeah.
tried.
So like, give it a like for tomorrow at best. Like, I don't know why it does that, but it's just in the processing mode. I don't know why it kind of privates afterwards as well. I have to unprivate that, but it's live.
That's weird.
But yeah, it does
All right.
that. But just my favorite things is the people that comes in and trying to defend murderers. Hey, you meet someone new every day, I guess, if they're any different at all. But anyway, that's it.
All right. Well,
See you
thanks
later.
for calling in and thanks for your input. All right. I thought that was a good show, and we went on for a while, and we had obviously a few people call in. We had several people tune in, and I enjoyed myself. I'm glad that I could finally talk about the donaire stuff because that was very important to me, and it should be important to you. If you ever had a donaire, you would understand. But yeah, very important. Donaire's story has been told. Everyone knows now that I can get a donaire pizza. So if you ever donate and you want me to have a donaire pizza, be sure to put that in the comments. But yeah, I'm just happy. Donaire pizzas and authentic donaires, except for the lettuce and the cheese. It's criminal. Unfortunately, I can't call the cops on them. They don't consider that a crime, and they told me to stop calling them about that. That's just fucking rude. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to tell them, no lettuce and no fucking cheese. But it's a small price to pay for authentic donaires. And again, this thing, 8 to 10 inch fucking long pita, just jam packed with fucking meat, just falling out, huge. Oh, so good, so good. And that pizza, with the sauce, the donaire sauce. But on that note of the donaire sauce, I am Devious Stavros. Nobody does it better, and I'll clearly be back some point soon. And we shall see you next time.